Let us start with the first snippet. Voter list manipulation. Let EC respond on voter list row. Suresh Gopi. I don't know how many of you know Suresh Gopi. Suresh Gopi is a popular Malayali actor, and this snippet goes with the statement given by Suresh Gopi. What does he say? Voter list manipulation. Manipulate to change something, to alter something. And this has been in the limelight for quite some time. You all know that. Let EC respond. There's one important word here, let. Let me go, let me speak, let him do. After let, whatever verb we use, it should be in the bare infinitive form. Respond. To respond, basic form, or infinitive, without to, bare infinitive. That you have to recollect. Let the Election Commission respond on voter list row. A row we have got so many times, you all know. Three different meanings. One meaning, a row means a dispute in this context. Another meaning, front row, back row. Third one, to move the boat with the help of the oars. Otherwise, nothing to recollect. Coming to the next one, an important snippet, habitat at risk. Habitat, an important word. Today, they have given a few times loss of habitat as a passage. Habitat means spat also you can. Yes, Chandini. Here, habitat means the home of plant or animal. Not literally the home. What it means, the place where a plant or animal can survive. That is known as habitat. Today, because of deforestation, because of urbanization, because of poaching, habitat loss, that is in the limelight, loss of habitat, and that is important. Grassland invaders threaten national park in Assam. Grassland invaders. Grassland is one type of ecosystem. We have different types of ecosystems, terrestrial, aquatic, all these, and here invaders to occupy. Grassland invaders threaten national park in Assam. And when it comes to threaten, you have to recollect the word endanger. Endangered species means what? Threatened species. Bilateral ties, Nepal Prime Minister only likely to visit India in September. Bilateral, you all know bi means two. Very good, Vishnu. You have to recollect words like flora, fauna, habitat, poaching, endangered, extinct, preservation, conservation, all these words. And coming to bilateral ties, problem means menace. Yes, Pravalika. Coming to Chandini also. Here, bilateral, bigamy, two marriages. We also say digamy. Bigamy or digamy, both mean the same. Polygamy, many. Monogamy, only one. All those words you have to recollect. Bilateral ties between India and Nepal. Nepal Prime Minister is going to visit. Nothing to learn as such. Only thing as a smart learner, you have to recollect important words and related words. Here we have an important news item. What is it? A new approach to ASI. What do the letters ASI stand for? They stand for Archaeological Survey of India, and it goes with preservation, conservation of monuments. When we talk about endangered species or endangered genus, we try to protect. And there we use words like preservation, conservation. But preserve also goes with to keep in the same state. Food industry. Food industry, if there's a canned food, they use preservatives to make sure the food doesn't get spoiled. Preservatives, you have to recollect that word. Here, a new approach to ASI, a conservation manual drafted by citizens. We have an important word here, manual. Manual means two meanings. One meaning, manual, using your hands, and it means manual work, menial work, white collar workers, blue collar workers, new collar workers. All these words you have to recollect, and manually doing something. If someone uses left hand all the time, southpaw. Both the hands, we use the word ambidextrous. Dexterity means skill, ambidextrous, to be able to use both the hands. But here, manual has a different meaning altogether. Conservation manual, HR manual means a booklet that contains information, essential information in brief. Human resources manual means HR booklet. Here, conservation manual. No, not no collar, new collar. Okay. Coming to uh, HR manual, conservation manual, here you have to take the meaning. The other meaning. What is the other meaning? Booklet. Drafted by citizens means written by citizens. Ordinary citizens can help preserve monuments. Help preserve. In the exam, they may give help to preserve. Then is it right or wrong? It is wrong. What is the reason? Help. Causative verb. In active voice, after causative verbs like make, help, get, have, we should not use the preposition to. We can use in passive voice help preserve monuments. And when you see the word monument, a casual reader, casual learner may not go beyond, but a smart learner will recollect the rules behind. One rule, before the specific name of a monument, we should use a definite article the Red Fort, the Qutub Minar, the Charminar, the Taj Mahal. We have to use a definite article the. And when you go to a particular monument, historical place, you may not see the entire monument intact, maybe parts of it. Then what is the word we have to use? It is ruins. Ruins means the remaining parts of something. And you have to recollect words like vandalism, spoiling public property, vandal, the person, and writing some nonsense, graffiti. There, that is known as graffiti. All these words you have to recollect. Coming to the last one, it goes with cricket. Back in the mix. Who is this guy? Cricketer Shreyas Iyer. Back in the mix means back in the team. Shreyas is likely to be called up for Asia Cup. He may be included in Asia Cup team and based on that. Old buildings, Cracker Jack, very good. Dilapidated means in very bad shape. Old and sacrilege. That's also a good word. Inspired by the world. Oh, wonderful. Now let us go to the headline. What is today's front page headline? Today's editorial is also about this. File affidavit in 7 days or apologize. Election Commission to Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi has been alleging that in Bihar, lakhs of people, names of lakhs of people have been omitted from, though they are deserving. And based on that, Election Commission has asked Rahul Gandhi, either you file affidavit. Here, file is a verb. File can be a noun, file can be a verb. Here it is a verb. Affidavit, a written statement under the oath. You say this is true. You give a written statement under the oath. That is known as affidavit. File affidavit in 7 days. They give the deadline within 7 days or apologize. So, what is Rahul Gandhi supposed to do? Either file an affidavit or, in case he fails, he has to apologize to the Election Commission. Coming to the next one, here the same thing. Vote theft rampant. BJP is winning by false means. Vote theft. We know about jewelry theft. We know about important things, costly, expensive things being stolen and jewelry theft. But here, what is it? Vote theft. A new combination. Rampant. Rampant is an important word. Why is it important? Rampant means widespread. Widespread. And generally, I tell students it goes with bribe, corruption. Corruption is rampant in the country. Means what? Widespread in the country. And it also goes with diseases sometimes. Disease. But generally, it goes with corruption. Do remember. Here, a new combination we have got. Vote theft rampant. BJP is winning by false means. Rahul. Coming to the other snippets this side, what do we have? Putin agreed to guarantees for Ukraine. Agreed to guarantees for Ukraine. You know about the meeting between the top leaders, Donald Trump and Putin, and against that backdrop, he has agreed. A statement given by Donald Trump agreed agreed to. Many students here are Telugu students, but we don't use Telugu on this platform. Who is this Manoj? Putin agreed to guarantee for Ukraine. Nothing to learn as such. BJP's Tamil Nadu unit prepares for Amit Shah's visit. Imagine someone is coming and you receive that person, you give a grand welcome, pilferage, that also you have to recollect. And coming to grand welcome, what is the idiom? Red carpet welcome. Red carpet welcome means what? A grand welcome. He is visiting Tamil Nadu, where BJP is not very strong, and BJP unit means the BJP party over there going to welcome him, give a red carpet welcome. But sometimes what happens, you go to a particular party or you go to a particular place, people, your known people, your acquaintances, your friends may ignore you. Then you have to recollect the idiom. You have to say, he gave me the cold shoulder. Have you heard of this any time? Give someone the cold shoulder means ignore someone. That is important. Coming to the next snippet, TN offers SOPs to entities engaged in design of chips. There are two words here. One is SOPs and entities engaged in design of chips. SOPs, SOPs means incentives or something that is given, not a significant one, a minor one given to appease someone, to make someone happy, to pacify someone, and general meaning. But in this context, make the industry, a particular sector, happy by giving some incentives. Incentives, SOPs to entities. Entity means anything. It could be concrete, it could be abstract. And entity, non-entity. Imagine there's a particular group, a person is not that significant, not important, always calm and quiet. We say he's a non-entity in the group. But when you come take the word, he is a straw. Straw has two meanings. One, man of straw means no power, no influence. Man of straw. Perks also you have to recollect. And straw means a dry grass, another meaning. Engaged in industries involved in design of chips, they may get some incentives from Tamil Nadu government just to encourage. Here you can see a pic. Here we have a lone survivor, a lucky survivor. You can see the soldier, army man carrying a child, and lucky survivor. What does it say? The fortunate one. Lucky means obviously fortunate. And the backdrop information, landslide in Jammu and Kashmir, 7 people got killed and this child survived. Based on that, lucky survivor, the fortunate one. An injured child is carried away as troops search a village that was stamped by a cloudburst for survivors in Kathua, Jammu and Kashmir. A few important words are here. One is carried away. He is carried away, swamped by cloudburst. Now you should wonder, already the incident happened. The headline should be, news item should be in past. The army, the child was carried away by the army. But why is it in present? Here, present act passive voice. And actual sentence, the army carried away the child, past tense. The child was carried away by the army, past tense, passive voice. I always tell when I teach present tense, journalists, only for headlines and some news items, they use present tense to express past and future events. Both past and future, they use present tense. This talks about past, but present tense has been used in passive voice. And swamp means full of water. A lot of water, we say swamp. It can be a noun, it can be a verb. Here it has been used as a verb. That was swamped, past tense, passive voice. Cloudburst, you all know that. Recently, Uttarakhand, many people got killed. Entire village got wiped out, disappeared, entire village. They thought it was a cloudburst, but not exactly a cloudburst. Coming to the next one, related one. 7 killed in cloudburst, landslide in Kathua. 7 were killed. Not important, they drop. For headlines, they use the keywords. There also, you should not get confused. Actual sentence should be seven were killed. Something killed seven people, active voice. Seven people were killed by someone, something, passive voice. Coming to the next one, Israelis arrested at protest calling for hostage deal. Some Israelis got arrested because they were protesting. Again, you all know what to recollect: protest, procession, slogans, placard, all those words. Protest calling for demanding hostage deal, hostage, captives. You all know October 7th, I think almost 2 years. What happened? Hamas attacked Israel and took some Israelis as hostages. And ever since, between Israel and Hamas, war has been going on, and Israel has been bombarding Gaza Strip. You all know that. I've done so many editorials, and hostage deal. Here you have to recollect words like kidnap, ransom, Stockholm syndrome, all these. Yes, calamity, catastrophe, devastating, mishap, unfortunate incident, you have to recollect. Coming to the next one, you all know Vice President resigned, and based on that, new Vice President parties are searching for. This goes with that. CM Radhakrishnan, CP Radhakrishnan, he is NDA's vice presidential candidate, CP Radhakrishnan. Right now, he is a governor, Maharashtra Governor CP Radhakrishnan. An important current affairs bit. You have to listen carefully and remember. Humanitarian crisis, very good, Naidu, wonderful. Coming to the incumbent governor of Maharashtra, CP Radhakrishnan, he has been chosen the vice presidential candidate by the NDA, an important current affairs bit. Coming to the next one, GST reforms will benefit the poor and middle class, Prime Minister. Some students who are very sharp, they may think, just now Master has said, they use to express uh, past and future events, headlines. Journalists use present tense. But here it is in which tense? It is in future, will benefit. How come? Here actually it goes with direct, indirect. Actual statement, the Prime Minister said, comma, inverted commas, the GST will reforms will benefit the poor and middle class. When you change it to indirect speech, the Prime Minister said that GST will benefit poor and middle class. Will changes to would. The Prime Minister said that GST reforms would benefit. But here they have presented the actual statement given by the Prime Minister without inverted commas. That you have to understand. Otherwise, unnecessary confusion. And when you see the word poor, you take any society, you have high class, middle class, low class. High class, we use the word gentry, elite, gentry. Singular form takes a plural verb. And low class, we use words like grassroots level, marginalized, underprivileged, downtrodden. And also, when you take any society, you have two major groups, rich and the poor, haves and have nots. Those two words you have to recollect. And rich societies, rich countries, Western countries, the North Bloc, and developed, uh, industrially developed capitalist countries, we use affluent societies. AFFLUENT. Affluent means very rich. Someone is very rich, we use words like filthy rich, stinking rich. All these you have to. The rich, very good, Naidu. You can use rich is an adjective, but in English we can use an adjective as a noun. When you use an adjective as a noun, there are two things you have to remember. One, we have to use a definite article the, and the verb should be in the plural form. Based on that, Naidu's example, the rich are usually arrogant, the blind are usually helpless. That also you have to recollect. Wonderful. That's all about today's front page. What time is it? 9:30. I'm going to do the editorial as it is, could not design, and it is an important one. We have got a few times this. It is all about SIR, Special Intensive Revision. The letters stand for what? Here we have Special Intensive Revision. What is the backdrop? It is about against the backdrop of elections in Bihar. Opposition leader Rahul Gandhi has been accusing the Election Commission of India, saying that lakhs of people, names of lakhs of people, have been removed from the voter list, and that is like unfair. And initially, Election Commission today also it has been denying, and because of that, Supreme Court had to intervene, and Supreme Court had to tell the Election Commission certain things, do's and don'ts about that. Some important words are there. A roll recall, election related roll recall. Recall has two or three meanings. One meaning, try to recall, try to recollect. Recall also means make something null and void and take something back. Here, what is the main idea? The Supreme Court's intervention highlights the ECI's of procedural failures, a categorical statement. Supreme Court's what? Intervention. The very fact that Supreme Court had to intervene highlights or shows something. Shows what? Highlights the Election Commission of India's procedural failures. That means the editorial has taken a clear stand and says the very fact that Supreme Court has intervened shows or highlights that there are certain failures and failures on part of the Election Commission of India, procedural failures. When you read, you understand what they are. In what must be seen as a rap on the knuckles. A rap on the knuckles, an important idiom. What does it mean? To talk to someone severely or angrily. Have you heard of this any time? A rap on the knuckles. Paw paw. How do you pronounce that? Naidu. That all of you have a look at the comment box. Naidu has come up with a particular expression, a foreign expression that should be pronounced as paw paw. And X is silent, S is silent, paw paw. Some failure, a fake, farce, you can say, FARCE. In what must be seen, in what we must see. We must see is active voice. We must see something. Something must be seen. Must be seen is a passive voice. And you all know the two functions of must. It is used to convey the idea that something is compulsory. It is also used to express a personal obligation, either by the speaker or the writer. In this context, the writer. In what must be seen as a rap on the knuckles, scolding or talking severely or angrily to the Election Commission, of rap on the knuckles of the Election Commission of India, the Supreme Court of India ordered it to publish the names of 65 lakh voters excluded from Bihar's draft electoral roll and the reasons following the special intensive revision exercise. This is a bone of contention, apple of discord. 65 lakh names of 65 lakh deserving voters, the names have disappeared. And against that backdrop, Supreme Court had to intervene. It intervened and told the Election Commission, you publish the names and give the reasons why those names have not been included, why they have been excluded. Ordered it to publish the names of 65 lakh voters excluded from the Bihar's draft electoral roll and also the reasons. Publish the list and also give the reasons why the names haven't been included. Following the special intensive revision exercise. That it required the court to compel the ECI to follow the basic principles of natural justice for these voters underscores the pressing lacunae in the institution's conduct of the SIR and the presumptuous and hasty manner of its implementation. Today's editorial, there is so much to learn, vocab point of view, sentence patterns point of view. Here, the very fact, what is the fact here? That it required the court to compel the ECI. Situation compelled. Sometimes they say, I'm compelled to say this. Means I'm forced to say this. The court has compelled the Election Commission to do something. What does it indicate? It indicates that the Election Commission hasn't followed proper procedure. There are procedural failures or there are certain lacunae, an important word. Pressing lacunae. Pressing means urgent, important, and lacunae, gaps. That it required the court to compel the Election Commission of India to follow the basic principles of natural justice. But these voters underscores or highlights the pressing lacuna in the institution's conduct of the SIR, and the presumptors assume something, think something is true without evidence, and hasty manner. Haste makes waste. Someone has already come up with that. Hasty, don't be hasty means what? Don't try to do things in a hurry. Hasty manner of its implementation. There has been no consolidated list. We also say conversational English, we use a short form. There hasn't been. There has been no means what? There hasn't been any. Present perfect active voice. There has been no consolidated list. Consolidate, strengthen. In this context, final list of the excluded electors whose names the ECI claims have been removed. What is the stand taken by the Election Commission of India? The names of some people, 65 lakh people removed. And what is the justification given by the Election Commission of India? The names have been removed because three reasons have been removed: present perfect passive voice. Excluded electors whose names the Election Commission of India claims have been removed because three factors. One, they have died, present perfect. Two, or untraceable. Three, have fake or duplicate entries. And Election Commission justifies saying that these names have been removed based on three factors. One, death. Second, untraceable. Third, fake documents. But I remember one particular on the front page of the Hindu, Rahul Gandhi having tea with some people. Headline says, Rahul Gandhi having tea with dead people. That means their names have been removed from the list, saying that they are dead, but the people are alive. No reasons have been provided. Tell me which tense is that, and is it active voice or passive voice? Have been provided. No reasons are counterfeit. That's good, Chandini. And you have to recollect the word counterfeit currency. Means what? Fake currency. No reasons have been provided against each name. They gave broad reasons: death, untraceable, fake documents, and specific each individual. The reasons have not been given. Have been provided. No reasons have been provided against each name. Data analyzed by the Hindu. Newspapers also sometimes do the research. They analyze their data. They come to conclusions. They try to uh, subtract, deduct, not subtract. Deduction has two meanings. One meaning, deduct means subtraction. But here deduction means come to conclusion. Newspapers also sometimes they analyze data, they try to deduct, they come to conclusion. The sentence talks about data analyzed by the Hindu and ground reports have highlighted, present perfect active voice, significant anomalies. We have got the word anomaly many a time. Datum singular, data plural. But as a collective noun, it takes a singular verb. Anomaly means what? Deviation from the normal, aberration, anomalous, aberration. You have to recollect. Significant anomalies. A much higher number of women, close to 32 lakh, than men, close to 25 lakh, have been excluded. Again, present perfect passive voice. Despite more men having migrated and recent death rates having been slightly higher among men too. It talks about the difference number of men and number of women. Women at 32 lakh and men close to 25 lakh have been excluded despite, in spite of some reason. What is that reason? More men having migrated and recent death rates having been slightly higher among men too. Reports indicate that several voters have been wrongly identified as dead. This is the actual problem. They have identified those who are alive as dead and removed the names. Exactly. Reports indicate that several voters have been wrongly identified as dead or had not been enumerated. We have got this also last time when I did. Enumerate means what? A list out. Despite having valid voter IDs and proof of residence across areas. Some people they had the proof. In spite of that, their names haven't been included, their names have been excluded. The court's intervention now provides a meaningful way. The ECI deadline of September 1st to complete the filing of claims and objections is near. What is that meaningful way? For such voters to address their anomalous situations. There's a deadline, it seems, to provide the 11 documents prescribed by the Election Commission. And what is the deadline? September 1st. It is fast approaching. Now, court has intervened that provides a meaningful way for those people whose names have been removed. They can file a case or they can raise objections. The court's intervention now provides a meaningful way. The ECI deadline of September 1st to complete the filing of claims and objections is near. What is that meaningful way? For such voters to address, to deal with their anomalous situations, anomaly, deviation from normal, aberration. The court will continue to hear the case on the SIR, which has other problematic elements to it. The case is not over. We'll continue to hear. I told many a time, yes, again, when it comes to filing a case, the person who files a case, plaintiff, the other person, dependent. And every time you go to court, it is called hearing. First hearing, second hearing, third hearing, final hearing. Here, the court will continue to hear the case on the SIR, which has other problematic elements to it. It seems other problems are there. What are the other problems? The constitutionality of the exercise itself, conducted after the ECI's own summary revision in January, remains to be adjudicated, an important word. It talks about constitutional validity of conducting this SIR, and it remains to be adjudicated. Adjudication means to judge. Within a particular jurisdiction, you try to judge something. That is known as adjudication, an important word. The constitutionality of the exercise itself, that means they haven't touched that dimension. Even that has to be touched. Conducted after the ECI's own summary revision in January, remains to be adjudicated. To be adjudicated, it is in passive voice, to be judged. Also, the ECI still insists that enumerated voters in the draft roll are vetted by. Vetted by means here confirmed by. Confirm something, make something valid after examining something. Also, the ECI still insists that enumerated, listed voters in a draft roll are vetted by the election registration officers based on the availability of one of the 11 indicative documents. I did one editorial, that time I told, now in Bihar, if someone has to have the name in the voter list, should submit 11 documents. And one of the documents, of one of the number of documents, 11. Perhaps all documents or at least a few documents. Based on the availability of one of 11 indicative documents, which do not include the more universally available Aadhaar or ration cards. Hope you guys remember I did one editorial. Election Commission said 11 documents have to be presented. And among those, 2 universally available documents haven't been included. One Aadhaar, the other ration card. These are universally available, but they haven't been included. Based on that also, court has something to say. With the court ordering the ECI to allow excluded citizens to file objections with their Aadhaar card and having nudged it to accept this document in 2 previous hearings, the ECI must now include the Aadhaar card as an identity document also. Lengthy sentence, but it says, court has already told the Election Commission to consider Aadhaar in the previous 2 cases. And now Aadhaar has to be considered. With the court ordering the ECI to allow excluded citizens to file objections with their Aadhaar card. And having nudged, nudge in this context means a push, having pushed the Election Commission to accept this document in 2 previous hearings, the ECI must now, based on court's orders, ECI has to accept Aadhaar as one of the documents. The ECI must now include the Aadhaar card as an identity document also. The court's order also shines a light on. So generally I use throw light on, means bring into the limelight, show something, clearly. The court's order also shines a light on the ECI's use of non-transparent means to conduct the SAR. Transparent means open. And here, the editorial stand, Election Commission is not using transparent means, using non-transparent means, which is not acceptable anytime to conduct the SIR. It has made it onerous for civil society to parse. Onerous means something very difficult, an uphill task. Onerous task means what? A difficult task which involves a lot of effort. I also use one idiomatic expression, uphill task. For civil society, for people to parse means examine something deeply to understand what it is, to parse the electoral rolls, and it continues to use that ploy even now by refusing to put out the full list of those excluded and the reasons in one place. Election Commission continues to use that ploy. Ploy means what? A plan to do something bad. Plot also you can think of. Ploy, even now, by refusing to put up the full list of those excluded and the reasons in one place. Today also Election Commission has not done it. It is still defending itself. Universal adult franchise has been a cornerstone of India's democracy since independence. There is one important expression. What is it? Universal adult franchise. All adults have the right to vote, cast a vote, and that is the cornerstone of Indian democracy since independence, has been the cornerstone since independence. Cornerstone means the most important thing. It has been the most important thing, but here they are being denied. Universal adult franchise. Franchise has two different meanings. Business franchise, a different meaning. You use someone's brand equity, and the same thing by paying some amount, that is franchisee. Franchise. Here, a right to vote. Universal adult franchise has been a cornerstone of India's democracy since independence. How does it end? The upcoming hearings in the case and the ECI's actions in rectifying its role. Rectify means what? To correct oneself, rectify the mistakes. And the ECI's actions in rectifying its role in Bihar's SAR process will go a long way, will have serious or severe consequences, go a long way in assuaging serious concerns, removing serious concerns. You all know the words mitigate, assuage, alleviate, serious concerns about the voter enrollment process in the country today. So it has to do it. It has to rectify. Then people will be happy. All the apprehensions, what is it? Apprehensions will be removed. They'll be mitigated or assuaged or alleviated. Then it makes sense. Otherwise, non-transparent and removing the names of those who are alive, saying they are dead, not at all acceptable. It ends on that note. That's all for today. I hope you guys have got enriched. Please read this once or twice. An important editorial. And polity, sleeps, we have the letter P. P for polity. There I tell the topics elections and simultaneous elections, political parties, secular parties. All these are very important. And try to read and try to enrich your English. Have a nice day. Thank you very much. I will see you guys tomorrow.